Just wanted to say thanks for all the love and support through the comments and follows and all this kind of stuff. Just kind of takes me back to when it actually did happen. A lot of my friends and a lot of my brother's friends were really supportive and loving towards me. But I guess the difference is that a lot of you guys don't know me. You don't know my brother. You don't know the whole story. So a lot of people have a lot of questions. And I get it. I would too. I would have a lot of questions as well if I saw this reel and had no context behind it. So a lot of people were curious about, did my brother get justice? And just to be clear, like, my brother wasn't a saint necessarily. He was mixed up in drugs at the time, dealing marijuana when marijuana was illegal in Canada. And he was mixed up with a lot of the gang scene in Calgary as well, which doesn't excuse what happened, but at least it gives you more context and more background to, why this might have happened. It wasn't just out of nowhere. But yeah, back to the question about justice and about finding the killers, all this kind of stuff. I just want you to know that, the justice system, the police, they tried the best they could to find any leads or any substantial evidence, but they couldn't. So no one was put in jail for the situation that happened. Going through it all, I found it really interesting how when you are watching a story of injustice and you're not connected to it at all, you see something happen terribly and you just want, the bad guy to get caught and all this kind of stuff. But being part of the whole story, I never really cared as much to, find the killers or have them put in jail. Because for me, the problem wasn't that bad guys need to get punished. The problem for me was my brother is gone, and there's nothing that this world can do to bring him back. So say this criminal gets put in jail for whatever, how many years, that doesn't bring my brother back. And, the phrase of all is right in the world, we want that. We desire for all to be right in the world. But the reality is all will never be right in this world. All will only be right in heaven and with God. And for me, what helped me wasn't any justice being served on earth, but it was more just imagining these killers in front of me and being able to say that I forgive them. Imagining that in my head. If I was to meet them in person, I don't know if I could say that, but at the very least, what I can do in my own control is forgive them in my heart and in my mind. And that really is what gave me peace. That's what gave me solace. So for me, what I'm waiting for isn't justice to be served on earth, but justice to be served in heaven and with God. So that's what I'm waiting for.